Prime says, one of my last interviews, I was asked about salary expectations, so I replied with, could you please tell me what I will be doing so I can tell you? Ooh, that's not a good thing to say. Then the HR went with, well, what is your minimum? Yeah, like that's just bad. Listen, you don't want to say the thing you said because that suggests that you don't know what the job involves. And that's bad. Now, I totally get that they might have been unclear about what the job involves. And it might be unreasonable to expect you to be a mind reader and know exactly what this job involves, right? Under the circumstances. But usually, recruiters believe that they've given enough information about a job to get proper applicants applying, right? So if you go down there and say, what do you even do in this job? Like, that's usually not a good thing, okay? Then they're asking you, well, what is your minimum? Now if you answer that, it gets even worse. So you say, then I replied with, well, if I'm doing nothing, then I'm worth nothing. Oh, that's not good either. Then she asked again, and I said once again that I need to know exactly what I will be doing when, say, she has smiled and wrote something down. Is that a good sign? None of this is a good sign, Prime. This is like not good responses to tell them, and they're not asking good questions. So sorry about that. I wish I could be more positive. Listen, when they ask you about salary in a job interview, especially if it's like the first interview, okay, especially then, it's not because they want to have a serious discussion with you about pay to accommodate you. That's not what they're doing. They're trying to eliminate you, okay? Their job is to eliminate people. They're starting with 800 applicants, or 600 or something is typical. They have to whittle that down to one that they offer the job to, right? So it's about eliminating people. So when they decide who to bring in for an interview, they're like eliminating a lot of people. Then of the people they bring in for interviews, the average is around 6. You got to eliminate 5 out of the 6, right? Now, it can be tough because all the people you brought in for interviews on paper, they seem fully qualified to do the job. So you're looking at other things. You're looking at what their ambition is. You're looking at how much money they need. You're looking at, like, is this job a fit for them? Do they communicate and work and collaborate in a way that's similar to the people that are already in this organization and in this work group? You're using elements like that to like eliminate people, right? So when they ask you about salary, they're not trying to help you. It's bad. So the bottom line is you don't want to give a number. You just don't, because if you do, it's bad for you. Either you eliminate yourself right there, or you set a precedent that they're going to anchor you to later on. So it's just bad. What you want to do is you want to avoid the question. If you can't avoid the question, you must give them something. You can give them a wide range, really low to really high. The low number and the high number are not stupid. They're within reason, but just, right? And you say somewhere in there, somewhere in there will be fine, right? Okay, so that's how you do that. When they ask you, what's your minimum? You say like, no, I don't give that out, Or it's like, I can't say. I mean, you don't even know the benefits. So they want you to commit to a salary? Like, that's so stupid. You don't know what vacation you're going to have. You don't know what sick days you're going to have. You don't know, is this shift work? Do you have to relocate? Is there travel? Like, you don't know anything about this. So, but yet they want you to say a number. It's so stupid. It's just used to eliminate you. So you say like, look, I can't say at this point. I mean, there's so much I don't know about this. I can't commit to a number. Like, we've only just started talking about it. The only thing I know about it is the job description, So it's a silly thing for them to ask, and it's a silly thing for you to respond to. Don't respond to it. The only time you discuss compensation is in the offer stage. And ideally, you want them to not have a clue what you're worth at the point where they make you an offer, right? That's what you want ideally. You don't want them to have any idea how much you're currently paid, what you've been paid in the past, and what you're looking for. Don't say, I'm worth nothing. If I'm doing nothing, I'm worth nothing. I mean, first of all, it's very negative. Secondly, you're saying I'm worth nothing. Like, don't even mention stuff like that, okay? It's just very pessimistic, and it's also a little combative, like it's belligerent. It's like, well, if you're not going to tell me this, then I'm not going to tell you that. It's just not the right attitude to have in a job interview. You want to be much more accommodating, and, they're going to want to hire someone that, is friendly and just wants to help out and wants to work with them. That's what they're looking for. And you are not being that person when you say stuff like that. At least that's how it comes across to me. That's all I can say. Prime says, how should I have responded exactly? Also, thanks for the tips. Well, I already kind of explained. Okay, so when you say, could you please tell me what I will be doing? They said about the salary expectation. I think the second most popular video on my channel has got millions of views, and it's how to answer this question. Okay, so it was the thing where you avoid the question. Okay, you could say it's too soon to say, right? Like all I know is the job posting. I don't even know what the benefits are. I can't commit to a number at this stage. It's too soon to say. If that doesn't fly, which it probably won't, you could throw the question back at them. You could say, like, listen, like this, you're hiring for this position. It's an official position. That means it's been approved. That means the compensation range has also been approved. Can I ask what it is? You guys are hiring for this. It's all been approved beforehand. What's the compensation range for this role? You obviously know what it is. What is it? And they'll probably give you some bullshit, and they'll say, like, well, we don't know. We don't know what it is. We're hiring for this role, but we have no idea what it pays. I mean, I don't know. It could be minimum wage, or it could be $1 million a year. We don't know, So it's like, yeah, I believe you. And I got a bridge to sell you too. So like they've just said, well, they've done a bold-faced lie right to your face. They say, well, we don't know what it pays. That's usually how they respond to that. And you say, like, okay, well, then I can't really tell you my thing. You know what I mean? As I said, worst case scenario, if you must give them something, give them a wide range. What's the lowest you could ever imagine anyone working in this job for? What's the most you could ever imagine anyone being paid in this job? You'd say somewhere between there and there, and somewhere in there will be fine. That's what you say. If you say anything at all, that's all you say. And that's how you pass. They can't eliminate you because you asked for too much, but yet you're not pinning yourself to a low amount so you can ask for more later. You know what I mean? Now, the other thing that you went into was this whole business of like, well, if I'm doing nothing, then I'm worth nothing. Nope, don't say anything like that. Don't say anything negative about yourself or anyone else in a job interview, because the moment you do, you lose. You're the type of person that's negative. You're the type of person that badmouths other people. You're the type of person that has issues with self-confidence. You're saying bad things about yourself. That's how it's going to be perceived. I know that isn't the reality. That's how it comes across whenever you do that. And what was the last part? She asked again. I said once again that I need to know exactly what I will do. Yeah. And demanding to know exactly what you're going to do. Like, first of all, that's bad, because a lot of times the recruiter doesn't know exactly what you're going to do. They've been given a very cursory description of the job from the hiring manager. They said, hiring manager, what is this job that you want me to post and recruit for? And the hiring manager gives them a little blurb. Well, it's this. You're going to be doing this kind of thing and that kind of thing. Maybe you're going to be operating this equipment. You're going to be doing this and other details as required, other duties as required, right? They figure that's good. Now, if you come in there and saying, well, wait a minute, I need to know exactly what I'm going to do. It's like, why do you need that? That's saying something about you. Are you a very, very finicky person? Do you have some kind of weird personality issue? It's like, look, you're going to be doing this, and then other things that, are similar as they come up. I can't predict exactly what you're going to need to do in the future. I mean, you have to be a little flexible, right? You get a job bagging groceries at the store, and other duties as necessary. Maybe one day they might ask you to mop the floor. It's not your core competency, but once a year, maybe you're going to be asked to do that. You might have to restock shelves, right? You might have to go talk to a customer. The manager asks you to go talk to the customer and tell them something. Other duties within reason. So don't say that, because what that suggests is you're inflexible and you're too demanding. right? I'm sure you're not, but that's how it's coming across. So they've kind of baited you into saying stuff like this, and it's giving a bad first impression of you, and it's not helping your cause. So that's why I said what I said. Does that make sense? You know, you're doing fine, Prime. You got some great qualities. You got some great ideas. And I know where you're coming from, but this is sort of their perspective on things. It's kind of stupid and unreasonable, but that's the situation. And I don't want to be overly negative. You're doing some great stuff.